Have you ever stopped to think about how your brain actually makes sense of everything around you? I mean, really think about it. It seems to go way beyond just registering individual sights or sounds.
Yeah, it's like it's constantly painting a picture, isn't it? Pulling all these fragments together into something coherent.
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today, the really revolutionary ideas of Gestalt theory, specifically how Kurt Koffka introduced them to many American readers back in 1922.
Kafka's Perception and Gestalt Theory paper, a pivotal piece.
Right. Our mission really is to get into the skin of how this thinking challenged that older idea, the traditional psychology view that saw perception as just a bundle of sensations.
Just a collection of bits and pieces.
Yeah. So, okay, let's unpack that traditional view first. Early psychology often talked about basic sensations, associations, attention. The bundle hypothesis, as they called it. Kind of like saying a song is just a bag of notes.
Exactly. And Kafka, well, he fundamentally disagreed. He argued, quite strongly, that we don't primarily experience these isolated bits.
So what do we experience then, according to Gestalt?
We experience undivided, articulated wholes, structures. Think about looking at two gray squares side by side.
Okay.
You don't just see, gray and gray B in isolation. Your brain immediately gets the relationship. Koffka called it a brightness step. It's holistic.
The relationship between them, not just the things themselves. That makes sense.
Precisely. It's the overall pattern, the structure, that's primary.
And this wasn't just theory, right? I mean, Kohler's experiments, they really seem to show this in action, with animals even.
Oh, absolutely. Kohler's work was brilliant for demonstrating this. He found that, say, chickens or chimps, they learn to react to the relation between things.
Lighter or darker.
Yeah. So train a chicken to peck the lighter of two gray cards. Then you present a new pair where the card that was lighter is now the darker one.
What does the chicken do? Does it stick with the card it learned?
No, it goes for the new lighter card. It learned the relationship lighter than not the absolute gray value.
Wow. So that really flies in the face of the old consonancy hypothesis, doesn't it? The idea that a sensation is just tied directly to the stimulus.
Completely. It showed these structures, these relationships, are sort of primitive reactions. They aren't painstakingly built from the elements up.
So thinking bigger picture, this idea of structures must lead to some fundamental principles of how perception works, beyond just comparing grays.
Definitely. Koffka and others talked about principles like leveling, which is kind of like assimilation, where things tend towards uniformity or simplicity.
Okay, leveling. Like how in a big crowd, faces kind of blur together.
Sort of, yeah. Or how a slightly off note in a chord might still sound okay because it gets pulled into the overall harmony. And then there's the opposite, emphasis.
Emphasis. Making things stand out.
Right. Where differences are exaggerated, like that one bright sign on a dark street. These are dynamic processes constantly shaping what we perceive.
So this holistic thing, it's not just visual comparisons. It must apply to really basic stuff, like how we even see an object separate from its background.
Exactly. The figure-ground distinction. That's fundamental Gestalt. The figure is the thing that seems formed, vivid, grabs your attention.
And the ground?
The ground is less defined, sort of formless, but it's crucial. It provides the stable, the level on which the figure appears. Think about being in a really quiet room.
Okay.
You might start hearing the stillness. The silence isn't just nothing. It becomes the auditory ground.
Huh. That's a great way to put it. The ground provides the level. And that concept, level, seems key.
Yeah.
What about our sense of space? Does that rely on a level too?
Absolutely critical. Our sense of a stable world depends on having a stable spatial reference, a spatial level. But what happens when you take that away?
Like in total darkness.
Perfect example. Put someone in a completely dark room with just one tiny fixed point of light. After a bit, they'll almost always see that light start to wander around.
Even though it's not moving.
Even though it's perfectly still. It's called autokinetic movement. Without any other reference points, no stable spatial anchorage, the brain kind of invents the movement relative to itself.
Whoa. So our sense of stability is something our brain actively constructs using these levels. It's not just passively received.
Precisely. Or think about the Aubert phenomenon, how tilting your head in the dark makes a vertical line seem tilted the other way. Your whole perceived vertical axis, your spatial level shifts.
Fascinating. So this idea of a level isn't just spatial, is it? Does it pop up elsewhere, like when we judge sizes or weights?
It really does seem to be a general principle. Hollingworth's research on the indifference point showed this nicely.
Indifference point.
Yeah. When you're judging magnitudes, say, lifting a series of weights, you don't have some perfect internal scale. Your judgment of any one weight is heavily influenced by the whole series you've been given.
So, like, you're pulled towards the average weight of the set.
Exactly. Your perception gets pulled towards the central tendency, the average of that specific set.
Yeah.
It establishes a general level for that context. It's another clear sign that perception is relational, structured by these levels, not based on isolated absolutes.
So, reflecting on our dive into Kafka's 1922 work, it really feels like Gestalt thinking just blew open the doors on understanding perception, moving us from, simple building blocks
To these powerful dynamic concepts of structures and levels that actively shape how we experience reality.
Absolutely. So maybe the next time you're looking at a painting or even just trying to walk through a busy street, think about that. How is your brain creating the figure, the person you're trying to avoid, the key elements in the art from the ground?
And maintaining that stable spatial level so the world doesn't seem to swim around you.
Right. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much of what you perceive is really just a raw sensation, and how much is this incredible active construction, this dynamic, interconnected whole that your mind is building constantly?